Hello, this is Mohammed Vavartar, and this is my CSA 436 Fall 2025 final project. As we all know, this is a full stack application which serves as a personal timeline app. Let's start the executing. Once you go to the first page, you'll land on, which is a simple welcome page and a sign in page. I've used Google Auth for the user to sign in, and you can choose any Google account you want. And once you sign in, the very first page you'll be landing on is the dashboard. In the very last class, the professor Yu showed us a demo which had a dashboard page, and I pretty much liked it, so I tried to implement something very similar. It shows the name of the Google account you have used and the email ID you have used to sign in, and the connected services, the API I have used GitHub and Discord. The status for now is not connected, obviously, and at the last, it's a simple guide on how to use this personal timeline app. And the second, and at the top, you could see that this dashboard, a navigation bar, where in the right hand side just says personal timeline, and in the middle there are the links where you can go between different pages, and the right side is a logout button where you can just log out and use different Google account or the same account if you want to. The second page is a timeline, which for now shows the custom timelines I have added through the add entry form, which is the third page. I was pretty confused about whether they should exist or not, or whether I'm doing the right stuff or not, because from what I can remember, your demo didn't have this page, but the readme documentation and the structure suggested or like pointed that this should exist. So I've added this here, where you can just give it a short title, a meaningful description, and a date and whatever that type of activity and the category. And this supports images, obviously. So if you go to the timeline, I can see I've tried out adding images here too. Let's just pretty quickly add one here. Final test with image for the video, and I'll just click to this date. This is an milestone, and category is final, and I will choose an image called test, and I will create one. Just create it. As you can see, I created one where it says with the test just now, and I can pretty much filter it using milestone and memory. These are the memories, and I don't have any activity for now, I guess. Yes, I don't have activity for now. And pretty much these are the first three pages, and the fourth page is the pretty much important stuff where the API comes in, um, where I've used GitHub and Discord. Um, the very first step you will be doing is connect, and once you're connected, the status will change into connected. But following the demo, the timeline data has not yet been added. You see here. So once you get connected, you'll be given an option to add data, and as you can see, if you're not connected, the add data won't be available to you. So once the adding data is completed, you can see that it has its own custom timeline card, which with its logo and a different color to distinguish, and it shows all the commits and repository I have here. And I added a delete timeline to just give the user some options. If you want to delete specific things, you can delete too, and I can do it the same for the Discord too. Once I go here, I can authorize my account, and I can add data, and the data has been added. Again, I'll just show you real quick that um, even though I have been connected until otherwise add data here, it won't be showing in my timeline list. And for the delete options, I've given two options here, where the first option is, as you can see, I have GitHub data is here. I can choose to delete it. My status still shows as connected, but my data about GitHub is gone. I can do the very same stuff for the Discord too. I'll be getting deleted. Both my GitHub and Discord are connected, but the data is deleted. Otherwise, I can mm, keep the data as here, as you can see. and choose to directly disconnect from GitHub and Discord, which will make my status go to not connected and delete my data too. So two different options. You can choose to be connected and delete data, or completely get out of it, which will lose your connection and your data too. These are user specific. The personal timeline I given to you belongs to this specific user. If I can go to a different account, let me go here. Let me go to this page where I can log in using a different user who is um, a different email ID. The name might be same, but I use a name everywhere, which has not connected. And if you go to your timeline, you can see that there is no um, custom timeline given to this user. So there's nothing here. And again, for the settings, I don't have any Discord being connected here, so I've followed here to, sorry, not GitHub connected to here, so I've followed to the login page. Similarly, I can go to Discord and I'll be forwarded to the login page. I can go back. I have given the callback to my page too. So that being done, um, I discussed with you at the last class that what should be in the video, and if you said there's a different structure you're following, you shouldn't be explaining it in the structure in the video. So I'll be going through it real quick. I have followed the given structure to you, given by you to its core, but I've made couple or little more changes to it, such as I've added an extra couple more files called app layout. The app layout is basically keeping the navigation bar, the background, and the footer all together pretty much very same. So I've put it all into a layout and I made a file for it. And the page card, basically I made a card of my own, and I'm putting data into it. The custom opaque or the semi-transparent one you see here is all because of this file. And the dashboard, obviously, I like the dashboard, so I created a new file and add all the context for the dashboard. And I'm using an authorized provider here because my auth context was giving some issues. So I split it the auth context into two different files where now I have an auth context and auth provider, and the upload service here is solely responsible for the image files. I'm here for the uploading images, and haven't used two files which is mentioned in the structure, which are the entry filter, which is responsible for the filter search. I have directly mentioned it in the timeline view. The logic here for the filter is here, so I pretty much didn't want to add it into a different file. And other than that, the second file I didn't use is a user profile because dashboard kind of take they use user profile files context because it usually shows the user and pretty much more, so I didn't want to redundantly code it again. So these are the changes to the structure pretty much, and all the other files are almost same and um, matching. So I try to um, add Discord bot to this project, and the but Discord bot is kind of very private, and you need to add it to a server. I can update it, but the user have was or should add the bot to their server manually, and if they mess up in that, the timeline won't work properly. So I'm gonna work on implementing the bot so that it can show the activity, the messages, and all those stuff once I submit after the final submission. Um, Pretty much that is it. I don't know whether this is being seen by the grader or the professor. If professor you're saying thank you for taking this class, I really enjoyed and learned a lot in this, and happy winter. And as we talked in the last class or the previous class, see you in the next winter class for in the next winter where you'll be taking the next class. I'll be there and happy to see you there. Bye bye. Mohammed Musaddiq signing off.